killed the market for, of course. So now this had killed the market for, of course.
I'm ready.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, watching me here on Blackwood Fire Network. Let me hope you're doing good. Let me hope whatever that you're doing today is super fine. My name is INNOSSETU, and of course, I'm broadcasting live from Kampala, Uganda. Yeah, today is a Tuesday, and of course, they are just 38 minutes past 3 p.m. here in Kampala, Uganda. And let me hope you're doing good. It has been a while, it has been long without actually using this channel. But we are back here. I'm going to be with Maria. She's coming, she's on her way coming. I'm going to be with her. But let me hope your weekend has been so fine, and for the days you have been off here on this channel. Let me hope for those that have been missing us here, everything is moving on well. Like I always say, if you're watching me for the first time on this channel, please endeavor to subscribe. Your subscription is very vital, is very important actually to me and you, because when you subscribe, uh, the channel grows, and of course, that is to me, and of course, to your advantage is like when we come in for different shows and you already subscribe in, you subscribed in already, you're notified on your phone or on your laptop where you're watching us from. For those that are watching me from Twitter, endeavor to like and follow the page. Yeah, today in Uganda, in Uganda it is raining these days. It's like raining. Wherever in heavy clothes, wherever in jumpers, in jackets, and other stuff, because of the too much rains. Actually, it is even raining outside. It's raining outside. So our topic today is of course going to be how African culture, religion, economy still colonized. Actually, we are going to show to what extent is culture, African culture, African tradition, religion, African economy is still colonized. In simple terms, our discussion today is going to rotate around neocolonialism in Africa. So we are going to see how different aspects of African society, like we are living a colonized economy today. That is how we are going to, of course, to move today. We are going to show to what extent how, of course, our economy is still colonized. We are still following actually the colonizers' rules. The colonizer is celebrating, of course, because he's seeing that colonialism is at work in African countries. Yeah, for actually for a long time actually, very many people have been talking about this. People have been talking about colonial system, how different systems these people used when they were here. People were talking about how Africans were oppressed in the during colonial period. Like most of the things actually these people introduced here, these things still exist here even up to today. The life that very many Africans are living today is the life actually that is desired by the colonizer. Trust me, all not. The life we are living in Africa today is the desired life the colonizer want us to live in. When we look at the entire Africa, Africa as a continent is not block. Africa as a continent is not block. Africa as a continent has not actually lost resources actually to elevate it. Africa as a continent, when we look at it today, it is divided into different countries, and actually there are over 55 countries now that are within African continents. However, some people talk about the 54 countries, but we see that Africa is divided, is demarcated into different portions today. Yeah, prior actually, prior the coming actually of the colonizers here in Africa, Africa wasn't divided as such. Africa wasn't demarcated before the scramble for Africa stuff. Africa wasn't divided as we see it today. So having demarcations, having Africa being demarcated actually differently into small, actually into, let me call them small, into Africa being partitioned into small sectors, into small sectors, the so-called actually countries. This is one of the reasons that actually show the existence of colonialism in Africa. Actually, the biggest problem that we had actually when actually Africa was getting independence is like different African countries did not get independence at once. And actually, this is the problem that is also affecting Africa. It's like it is very hard to merge all these countries into one. That's why some actually African countries they pretend to be neutral about issues that are happening. Some African countries they are pretending to be not to be actually uh, to be concerned about issues that are concerned about Africans, because we have seen most of the North African countries. They say for them they don't belong to Africa. They say for them they're not Africans, despite of their skin color stuff. For them, they say they're not Africans. So today, examining actually colonialism today in Africa, we are going to start with of course, religion, and of course, in the late 19th and of course the early 20th centuries, Africa witnessed an explosion of missionary activity. So, the success of missionaries during this period was due to large part to the onset of the colonial rule, which made clear to Africans the benefit of European education. And of course, with the advent of the 19th century, Europeans came to be seen as symbols of power, and Christianity itself came to be seen as part of the larger order comprising of the Western education and colonial administration, uh, commerce, and industry. With everyone had, of course, hence an industry with of course, with everyone had henceforth of course, to reckon. These changes created a much more, of course, a favorable climate for the colonizers. So the provision of education soon became the main reward used by missionaries to lull Africans into the Christianity sphere, and so much that everyone, by the late colonial period, nearly all education was still provided by missionaries. So, uh, So the decision of where to locate foreign missions stations of the central of course, of the central importance for the empirical analysis. We see that a number of factors played a role in determining the missionaries' location. Among the most important were the access to clean, of course. To killing environment, actually the killing brains they found with the Africans. So when we look at religion, actually it has much a connection with education. Religion has much connection with education. That's why it is always very hard actually to convince the so much elites about the atrocities, about the negative impacts of actual religion, because this is something that they put in books, because they made Africans understand how to read their language and of course transform it into uh, uh, religious preaching stuff, so that they can connect very well in whatever that they were doing. So all of these show actually oh, it is raining. It is raining. It is raining. It is raining. Raining. It is raining. It is raining. It is raining here. But we see that when we look at, of course, actually all African countries, actually after the Second World War, and that is the 1939, actually, yeah, it ended actually in 1945. After the Second World War, in of course 1945, the imperialists trends of the 18th and the 19th century began to decline through collective struggles. So the Africans achieved independence from the whites. But though we attained independence, we attained freedom. Actually, Africans, they could not imagine the fact that it was just treacherous changes of power between the outgoing masters and few of their faithful heirs. In the colonial period, the European rulers, of course, propagated that as the Africans had no culture and history of their own, it was their holy duty to civilize the native Africans. This was the propaganda that they propagated. So thus, they regarded themselves superior to Africans, whose culture, of course, they considered inferior, uncivilized, and savage. In the name of spreading civilization, they dominated, oppressed, and traumatized, of course, traumatized, and of course, persecuted the native Africans, not only economically, politically, uh, but also culturally. When the Europeans left, the Africans got political freedom, but full practice of imperialism did not end in Africa even up to today. So it appeared in a new form named as neo-colonialism, which actually the scholars had branded as the worst from the imperialism. So this camouflaged imperialist practice in turning Africa into a museum of acute poverty, hunger, corruption, and famine. So, so we see that in the aftermath, actually, in the aftermath of the Second World War and in the changing scenario of the world politics, the previous imperialistic power like Britain, France, Germany, and Belgium had collapsed, and the neo-imperialistic countries like USSR, that is Russia, and the USA appeared on the stage. So the influence of the of course, the influence of these neo-imperialistic countries led to decolonization of Africa, which began in the 1960s. But in the colonial traditions and the data games of the former and, of course, present imperialistic powers kept Africa within the iron curtain of neocolonialism. So the African states achieved independence in politics, but they remained dependent on their colonial masters, both economically, social culturally, and of course, economically. As a consequence, Africa could not come out from the curse of poverty, hunger, corruption, famine, and underdevelopment was, of course, a common term of the arena. So their sufferings remained the world of the stories and the death of children in famine in the sub-Saharan Africa, like Ethiopia, of course, Eritrea, and of course, Somalia. But why is Africa in this condition? Like someone may answer, why are we in this condition? Reason being, it's because of actually these people, the so-called actually neo-colonialism they introduced in actually in very many African countries that we are seeing today. It's the major reason why we are going through what we are going through right about now today in Africa, because of the neo-imperialism or the neo-colonialism that we are seeing in Africa today, that has attributed to factors like poverty in Africa, factors like corruption, factors like famine in Africa today. So uh, we see that the colonial actually story of Africa is not, of course, desperate from other colonial countries like India, China, and others. Rather, the history of disparity and oppression is very equal. The African colonial history had begun from the Berlin Conference on 13th November 1884 to 26, of which the foremost agenda of the conference was how to allocate African regions among the European powers. Because at the end of the meeting, the European powers um, were, of course, longed to apportion, uh, uh, of course, Africa, following the way the European powers were occupied, of course, where they occupied the whole of African regions except Ethiopia and Liberia within, of course, 1900. After the Second World War, the colonial oppression rules became famously, and of course nationalistic leaders were demanding for full independence in Africa. During the post-war world, the United States and the Soviet Union had appeared as the world superpower, and the world system had become changed. So the two superpowers had taken anti-colonial steps to collect new ally in the pluralized world. So the United Nations also impeded, declared on the UN Charter in Article 73. So members of the United Nations, which have to all assume responsibility for administration of territories whose peoples have not yet, of course, attained a full measure of self-government, recognize the principle that the interest of the inhabitants of these territories are paramount, and of course accept as the trust of the obligation to promote to the utmost within the system of the international peace and security established. So, following of course, the decolonization of Africa had begun in the 1960s. Like I said earlier, in this decade, more than 15, of course, African colonies achieved independence, but colonial powers did not give those states economic independence. Hence, Kwame Nkrumah said that the African independence was one kind of vice. He, of course, he criticized this capitalistic system as neo-colonialism, as he said that we will not eradicate the neo-colonialism effect in Africa from four major perspectives, such as economic, political, culture, and of course literature. So, economy in, of course, in the driving force for the development of any country. Without economic development, no countries can achieve development. So, in the African context, imperialistic countries had applied economic tools as an arm to dominate the nearly independent countries. After the decolonization, the African states have had actually massive victim of imperialistic powers. During the decolonization, Kwame Nkrumah, the president of Ghana by then, who stated neo-colonialism is the worst from the imperialism and the highest stage of capitalism. So, for Nkrumah, it is such a system by the colonial power like Britain, Germany, France, Belgium that gave the liberation the economy in one hand, but the other hand, but they robbed this liberation. So he thought without economic independence, the political independence is vain, and the absolute liberty will not come. So in 1965, Neocolonial, of course, critique was, of course, published on the Daily Hazard, of course, the prominent newspaper Eastern, uh, of the Eastern Pakistan, where the editor had explained the ultimate goal of the neocolonialism was to transform into the newly independent country and develop, of course, the newly independent country to underdevelop the country in at any cost. So the imperialistic countries wanted to do so. As consequences of the sovereign countries lost his sovereignty, and the colonial countries wanted to do so, like I said, as consequences of the sovereignty country lost the sovereignty, and the colonial countries wanted exploitation from, of course, African countries, and it became, of course, continuous in the process of the country actually putting their existence in these countries, in the economic systems of these countries. So we see that the meaning of neocolonialism was not that it had to stop, yeah, of course, invest in the, of course, in the underdeveloped countries, but the real meaning would invest in less developed countries that um, that, of course, that had greater than the political power. So we see that uh, we see that exploitations were not in the way that colonial economic exploitation, but colonial power exploited Africa by several ways. Those were, of course, bigger descriptions as follows. Africa was totally unable to grow capitals, just like it is today. So this shows existence of actually these people, these colonizers in Africa, because Africa today, it can't grow. It cannot be actually. It can't grow capital within Africa. As Africa, we see that uh, um, technologies experts, of course, understand of management to run in new independent states. The agents of the former imperialistic countries take control, like the World Bank, the IMF, the IFIC, had taken this opportunity appropriately to bond Africa into the neo-colonial Iron Curtain. So the WB and the IMF are the leading loans, are lending loans to, of course, African states with hard terms and conditions. So debt of course, recipient countries have to pay back with interests that was more than that they had accepted from the agents. Because of lacking capital, technologies, and experts, the agents compels to defend on folly. The reality is African states have no options to be free from the imperialistic curtains. The World Bank is lending loans to more than 140 countries in the world. Among the countries, 41 African states are the most debt recipient countries in the world. So those states have the lowest per capita incomes and life expectancy without South Africa and Botswana. So we see that the World Bank, of course, estimates that staggering 65% of the sub-Saharan African countries as best arable land, of course, is still controlled by the white settlers or multinational corporations. So the World Bank also estimates that as much as 70% of the wealth in the sub-Saharan Africa is owned by the non-indigenous Africans or foreigners. Nowhere else is this racial disparity more acute than in the Africa's richest nations. South Africa is the continent, actually is the continent is looked as the continent is the most powerful nation. Like when you look actually to Africa, South Africa is looked as the continent's most powerful nation. However, it is the continent's most economically colonized nation. The American Investment Bank, we see that recently ranked South Africa as the world's richest country in terms of mineral reserves, worth over 2.5 trillion. So South African whites and the Western foreigners own staggering 80% of the wealth in South Africa. So This actually accounts for what I'm trying to talk about here.
gye baliko ssebo.
wemalako.
Oh, well,
Anyway, okay. Hi, Jibi Jabba. Thank you for joining our live. Bwarachulo Mugare. Anyway, INNOSSETU. Olive lunch.
was it great?
Naffe gye tuli eno. Okay. Setu, the look on your face is like you saw a mzungu for the first time. What does it mean? Jali musanyufu oba oli munakuwamu?
Hello, GBJ, said the look on your face like
Anyway,
GBJ, a long time. We had spent like 2 weeks without seeing you here. Let me hope you're doing good, GBJ.
kanjebere mangu nange ng'owange tannatabuka. Now, of course, in Africa, apparently, if at all we are still being controlled, this is a significant sign that we are not independent, even in our own bedrooms, unfortunately. Last time I even spoke about the issue of South Africa, of course. We have seen a lot of South Africans and people elsewhere celebrating South Africa being among the top, of course, developed countries in Africa. But again, it is so visible that the entire South African's economy is controlled, and South Africa apparently the reason why South Africa's growth is visible, it's because of the whites that are in South Africa per now, and the contribution of a lot of external organizations in South Africa. I usually say that we have seen the touch of a Mzungu in Africa, but Muzungus touch where they gain. Muzungus will never contribute to something that they're not going to gain from. If a Muzungu wants to take your gold, he's going to build good roads so that they can facilitate the smooth running of the transportation of the minerals in wherever they're picking them to where they want these minerals to reach. And this is how Muzungu has been conducting his existence here in Africa. We see most of the countries now. I'm going to look at South Africa because apparently everyone knows South Africa. South Africa is extremely exposed out there, development wise. All right. Um, but you will understand that South Africa, like INNOSSETU says, that is among the top countries that has the highest number of mineral reserves in Africa, which makes South Africa the top among the top countries, the top rich countries in Africa as well. South Africa has apparently good infrastructure, more especially in their cities, Johannesburg, and others. But the most saddest part about this all is that none of these big things belong to the Black South Africans. You'll understand even the topest or the topest or poorest zones in South Africa, which of course categorized as ghettos in South Africa, it consists of a lot of Black South Africans, a lot of uneducated South Africans. And if at all you are to be heard in South Africa, or if at all you want your voice to be heard in South Africa, that means the easiest way to go is when you choose to become a homosexual. Because if you had that, most of the prominent South Africans are actually homosexuals. And I think it was even my first time to see that Black people also do homosexuality. I saw this through a lot of South African a lot of South African entertainers. Those were in the entertainment industries. If at all you're dark skinned and you're a man and you're in entertainment industry, they usually go homosexual. And if at all you want to be visibly seen on the South African national televisions or other televisions, that means you either going to bleach your skin or be a Morato. That means you're going to be a mixed South African, or you're going to be a South African who is white or something like that. Now there has been a lot of actually colonization sites in South Africa, both at a high and a low rate and a low level in South Africa. But of course, South Africans are the first people to deny this. For them, they don't see it. That's because they appreciate it. For you to be light skinned and be on a television is a great achievement. For you to be a South African man and you are gay and then you're put on entertainment base, probably it's a great achievement. So I think South Africans are aiming a lot up there to spotlight so that they can achieve whatever dream they have or whatever dream they want to achieve, and forgetting the impact behind this whole thing. So, a culture, religion, economy in Africa is actually colonized. This is nothing to debate about. It is not something that we should even question ourselves about because it is apparently extremely visible. I'm going to still talk about Kenya. Recently, apparently, for us, we usually celebrate small things. We usually celebrate things when we see, wow, this is happening. And by the way, I haven't even spoken about the recent demonstrations that were in Kenya, and I can tell you what I used to say is becoming true, and it's coming out in the spotlight. when I was here and speaking about the situation in Kenya. Apparently, I know Keith wasn't happy, but the truth is coming out slowly, and we are going to see. Now this is Africa. Crazy things happen down here. But anyway, so when we slop down to a country like Kenya, you will see that in East Africa, Kenya is among the countries that looks so developed. It looks so developed. That's Nairobi, and it has they will show you good buildings and all that stuff in the middle of Nairobi. And if we still take back a little bit step, during the days of colonization, Kenya was taken as the city of the British, as the town of the British in East Africa. It was so important for the British people to develop, to build. Kenya still has those British buildings, by the way, in their banks and their big buildings in the middle of the city. It was so important for the British to build Kenya, to build in Nairobi, because it was, they termed it as their city. It was a center. They would get whatever they want from Uganda, come down to Kenya, slope to Mombasa, and they are on the port, and they take whatever it is that they wanted. They come to Congo, enter Uganda, through there in Kenya, they take whatever they want to the coast, and they made Kenya a center of whatever they were exploiting around East Africa at that time, human beings included. Um, and until now, I will tell you that the existence of the white stakeholders within the territory is it's so visible, and this is why we usually see the Kenyan currency struggling with other currencies. They have to make sure that the Kenyan shilling does not fall, because they take lead in the stakeholding, or they take lead in the shares of the Kenyan bank, visibly or directly. When I say directly, that means they have big businesses that they run in Kenya. They have big direct businesses. There is a difference between people running something indirectly and people having a direct touch on the soil. Now, this is so visible. For example, like I'm saying in Kenya. So it is important for them to keep the Kenyan shillings striking high, because at the end of the day, they have to make sure that this currency benefits them. Okay. Now, when you look at the Kenyan shillings and of course the rate, everyone's going to be like, wow, wow, but we are wowing. Okay, fine. How are the Kenyan people benefiting from this currency? The Kenyan currency does not benefit the Kenyan people themselves, because even the commodities they are supposed to buy with this currency is extremely high, to the point that they don't feel the vibe, they don't feel the weight of their money. But there are those other people, the shareholders in the banks, those other people who are doing big business are the ones who are benefiting, because if you're supposed to purchase whatever I am selling from Kenya, that means you're supposed to buy it in Kenyan shillings, which brings value to them than these other local people who are buying at a retail level. Now, this is what we are seeing in Africa's economy. It is not, we have not seen an African country that is having big currency and it is independently benefiting from this. First, we saw a country like Nigeria. Nigeria had huge man. South Africa itself does. But Nigeria is one of the countries that is living in poverty. Televisions don't show people this. We see great Lagos, great other places, but the government is hiding what is going on in Nigeria, really. And it is so painful. Last time here we were with Keith, and we were explaining something. I said, when you want to destroy the entire thing, or if you want to make people extremely angry with you, make them go hungry. Let them go without food. And this is because people cannot even afford to buy a meal. People cannot even afford to buy the cheapest food. Africa is agriculture, a homeland. The people do agriculture, but people cannot afford even to buy seeds to get employed. First of all, we no longer live in the other African culture way of replanting. Most countries no longer replant. This is one thing they did. They attacked the seeds. Now there is market for seeds. We don't replant. Before, you used to plant your maize, beans, and other things. And when the season is beginning, you get your other maize and plant it. They made from the previous season. Now they attacked that section. We can no longer do that anymore. People have to go to farm shops to buy. Okay, people have to go to farm shops to make sure that they buy these seeds to be able to plant. If you cannot afford even a meal, how are you going to afford to buy seeds, which are even expensive? Now, there is no way, there is no question to why someone would be asking, Africa as a country that is agricultural, why should you be going without food? They attacked that because, when there is food, people don't care about a lot of things that are going around. The first thing we saw was that they attacked the farming system of Africa. First, you knew, wow, when you have your, but though at our home, we still do that, by the way. We still do that. But the majority of the people don't. They bring seeds, they bring maize, they bring corn seeds, they bring every seed. Okay? And our people neglected that. How will you afford it to buy a kilogram of corn seeds, let me say the maize seeds, to plant them when you cannot even afford maize flour, a kilo of maize flour? Are you going to be patient to waste that money to buy seeds and go hungry for 3 months in order to be able to plant those seeds and get more maize? I don't think so. Now, this is the colonization system that we are having in Africa. Unfortunately, a lot of Africans will debate about this. They'll tell you we are no longer colonized. That was in the past. And a lot of it's so unfortunate that people really think this is true. A lot of people will even be stop talking about the past. We now have the power. Which power do you have, really? Which power do you have? First of all, they made you so stupid that even you cannot see that you don't have power. And you cannot see the ways of gaining that power on your own. Because if you don't understand the situation you are in, then you're not going to be able to stand up and fight. And this is the first thing that was put in the minds. Before, it was a different thing entirely. For you not to identify yourself as an African, for you not to know the values you have, for you not to understand your system, to value your culture and you being an African. Now people have got to understand this whole thing. We know we are Africans. Yes, everyone is talking about being black. Everyone's talking about the beauty of our skin. Everyone's talking about the power that we have.
What the hell is Maria talking about? Okay, Busan, I just got in here, Maria. I just got in here. Everybody's like talking about being African and talking about being black. All right, what's going on? What we talking about? Maria's like angry. Everybody's talking about being black and not African. What's the conversation, guys? What are we talking about?
You're welcome in our life.
I just came in. All I heard was Maria say, "Everybody's not worried about being black, not African." Okay.
Let him come and tell you he has been here from the beginning.
I just got here. No, I just got here. I just came. I came when you said if you're not worried about just being black and not African. So okay, I was like, what the hell is going on? I'm like, is the problem with us being black too? People just want to be black and how beautiful their skin is and not African. I don't. Okay, what are we talking about? Shout out to Sunny. Shout out to Sunny, Miami, guys. I'm down here in fucked up Miami.
Mm-hmm.
In Miami, Florida.
Oh, sorry.
I'm just asking. Go, Marie, you got it. I just asking. Well,
But
I was
yes,
asking what you so mad about.
ah, I'm so mad about a lot of things anyway.
Oh,
I'm so mad about a lot of things. I don't know which one to explain, but anyway, we are talking about the African culture, religion, and economy still being colonized. All right, and
okay.
you told me, like you asked, I was like explaining that a lot of people don't believe that we are still colonized. People
Damn,
will give you
who don't
a lot of
who
yeah.
don't believe that?
Woo! I've even seen a lot of people on TikTok and others about the
A lot of
colonization
a lot of
era
morons.
ended and all that. So, um, a lot of people don't believe that this is still, we are still in this same era, except that this time around it's a little bit indirect. So, and that's what I was explaining. But anyway,
I'm
mm,
waiting for Seth. I'm waiting for Seth to say it's so sunny out there. It's sunny out there. I'm waiting for Seth to say that. It's so sunny out there. I think it's so sunny out there. Yes, Seth, it's sunny. Florida,
Yeah,
very
it
sunny.
is.
We
It's
say,
shining
we say
like in
Seth.
South Africa. South Africa, actually. By the way, South Africa is experiencing drought. People, I read a certain article today morning. It's where like people are exchanging their daughters for food.
Oh shit!
A lot of
What?
parents are
In
exchanging
South
their daughters for
Africa?
food in South Africa.
That's it. Listen,
Yeah, they're
Africa
having
should
a
nobody.
drought.
Africa should nobody be starving. Said though, too much land, even in South Africa. I gotta agree with the Ugandan guy said. I forgot the guy Ugandan guy said. If you're hungry in Uganda, you're stupid. So I'm gonna agree. If you're hungry in South Africa, said to, you're a moron. You shouldn't be starving and selling your kids for food.
mhm. This is exactly what we were explaining here.
Okay,
When
go
we,
ahead.
when we look at the rate of course, they will rate South Africa among the top developed countries in Africa.
Exactly.
Why should a top developed country be going hungry?
Um, exactly right. Exactly right, Maria. Let's stop the most developed. Well, you know why? Because these are niggas, and we don't care about the niggas going hungry. Fuck them. It's developed for white people, not for these niggas. That's what they saying. So it's developed for them, not for us. So you niggas can go hungry, you can suck on ass or whatever, but whatever. And,
Hmm.
and South Africans will beat you up. Maria, don't you dare say nothing about our country. You keep your mouth.
Yeah.
You keep our name out your mouth, Maria. You keep your name. You keep our name out your Ugandan mouth, Maria. That's what you do. But you're the one that's hungry, man. You hungry? Yeah, that's our business.
Yeah, they will tell you that's their business. They want to be hungry. It's our choice. It is our choice to be hungry.
I just say, okay, good luck with that shit. Good luck with that. Hey, are you guys back on your regular channel again? I told you guys can switch back. You guys on
Yeah,
Blackout
we are
Fire
back.
too? Okay, yeah. You guys switch back.
So you can
Yeah,
see
so
how the economy is being controlled. Why should South Africans go hungry to the extent of mothers or parents exchanging their daughters for food? All right,
I don't know. You asked them that. That's crazy. Exactly. I can't I can't answer that craziness. I can't answer that craziness.
and of course, like I said, it is South Africa is kind of a weird country.
Yes,
Most
yes.
times
But yes, very weird.
we see a lot of bloggers trying to defend the situations in South Africa, but these are the top bloggers who have even not experienced the poverty of others. These are bloggers who are even sitting in the Mzungu's backyard, and they are trying to, of course, talk about the situations in South Africa. Okay.
Yeah.
We have had, South Africa, first of all, is a very big country. Truth to be told. It's a very big
It is a
country
big
that
country.
even some other South Africans have never been to other South African areas.
No,
They've
place
never
except no, they got no money.
Yes.
You broke. They're right. They can't go down the street, Maria. They're broke. Exactly. That South Africans ain't even been on one other side of the country. That's right. They ain't got no money to go no damn where.
But of course there will be now this is exactly like what we are talking about, the economy. We talk about issues, we see Africa, someone will be questioning, we see a lot of course Africans doing the farming, we see Africa has beautiful natural foods and all that. Why I'm seeing INNOSSETU is trying to share something, I think.
Yeah.
This is actually the article that I read, where girls are being married off to their families for food.
Great. Now, us being concerned Africans, like Santo and Minion, they tell us to shut our mouths. That's their business. Oh, Popo got somebody.
So the entire South Africa.
Popo got that black man hemmed up over there. Maybe I should stop and say, brother, you all right? Two police got that brother hemmed up over there. Hey, you all right over there, brother? All right, you all right. Miami. You think say Miami, Orlando right there? I got to start going north. Man, get your goopy ass in your lane. Fuck is wrong with you? You drunk or something? Wait the fuck over here. Get in your lane, Oran. Shit. About to run into me. You drinking that liquor or something? You on that moonshine that Seta was making? Had to get butt naked? You drinking that moonshine Seta was making? Back in the day, as Maria Seta told you the story when he had to when he was in there making liquor. He was cooking liquor for 2 weeks, or was it 3 weeks? He was all hot in there, and the police came and arrested Seta for making that cheap liquor. I told everybody in Kenya, they couldn't believe it. Said, Seto's not the type. He's too innocent. I said, he didn't know they was making liquor, guys. At first, he just needed a job. He didn't know what was going on. He just needed a job. He didn't know what the hell was going on. Then he found out. He said, why you guys don't have any shirts on? What are you doing? By the end of the day, Seto found out why those guys didn't have their shirts on. It was hot as shit up in there. Taking that damn liquor. Go ahead, guys. Yeah, it's crazy.
Hey, that is hustle.
Yeah. He had the hustle. He not exactly. That's right. He had the hustle. He said, I said, Central, did you ever taste it? Yes, it's very, very sweet. I couldn't drink. I can't drink that stuff. He said, then the police came knocking on the door. He said, hey, where's the owner at? He said they called the owner, and the owner hung up on him, Maria. I don't know these guys. Said to the rest of the guys all in jail and shit.
Mm-hmm. And
So
it
go on,
was
guys. You
called
guys
Bear
got.
Asked the Brew. Innocent, have you heard? Jib Jabba said it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
called Bear Asked Brew.
Hey, if anybody's been drinking that Budweiser beer in America, they just found out white people have been pissing in the brew. Like, god damn. The Budweiser tanks to put the beer in, they found out white men have been pissing in the tank. But, yeah, going all that beer you guys be drinking, that Budweiser shit in America. Yeah, exactly. I said, what? They've been pissing in the tank, Maria. Pissing in it. Some people been getting their beer out the store, got
Right.
Budweiser and piss in it. What they do? I don't drink none of that shit, so I ain't got nothing to worry about. But they've been pissing in it, Maria. Pissing in it. White
People,
men, as they
the
cook,
people are
as they make it,
crazy.
uh,
They can do all stupid things in this world.
yeah, yeah, you know, and we don't know how long they've been pissing in it. That company goes back 150 years. How long they been pissing in that shit and selling it, and then bottling it up and wrapping it up and putting it in the stores? How many years have they been pissing in that shit at their factories? I'm like, god damn. Found my newts of urine in that shit. Pissing in that shit. God damn. Ah. Man, you can't trust nothing from these. You can't trust nothing from these bastards.
That's why I love. That's why I love making everything I eat, because people can surprise you.
All right.
Hmm.
I don't know if they sell Budweiser in Africa. I know they sell all in Europe. I don't know if they sell Budweiser in Africa. They probably do. They probably sell it under a different name. Man, what you doing,
Yeah,
man? You keep stopping your damn brakes.
you'll get pissed drunk of that.
Shit, look at this. Get over this motherfucker on our drive. This bald head cracker in front of me got his convertible, his top down. You guys see, he got his top down right there. What are you doing, you crazy cracker? Out the damn way, fuckers. Is that a woman in there? That's an old man. I'm in Florida. These old people and shit. Crazy motherfucker. Yeah, somebody just teach somebody how to drive. I think it's like somebody's daddy teaching some kid how to drive. Teach his ass on the street, not the highway, moron. Get him out there on the regular street, not the fucking highway. Teach a kid as a kid and his old daddy teach him how to drive. Get your ass off the damn highway. Teach him how to drive on the regular street. Down here with all these old crackers there. These are old retirement white people down here. They are old. None of them shouldn't be driving down here anyway. You know anything about South Florida, boy, you're almost dead. All these old people, they don't know what the fuck is going on. Their brains all fucked up. They stop in the middle of the street while driving. Like, hey, what you doing, man? I don't know where I'm at. And how the fuck are you driving and you don't know where you at? Get your ass out of here. Fuck is wrong with you? Crazy old bastard. It should be crazy. Oh, damn. I know. Get up in here real quick. Gotta throw some shit out the trash can. We got trash can up in there. Stop over here real quick. This place ain't crowded. It's probably crowded as hell. Look, guys, I'm distracted. I'm distracting you guys. Go ahead.
No,
You
no,
guys
no. We
too much.
enjoy. Don't worry. We are enjoying.
Okay, I'll turn it back on.
We're enjoying the Miami Chanja.
Enjoying the who?
We're enjoying the Miami weather.
I shouldn't even came up in here. This no, no, this what you call. Let me go back out of here. There's nowhere to stop up in this. Too close to Miami.
Oh,
Get my ass back out on the interstate. It's too crowded. Stop in there. Go in there and take me a piss. It's too crowded up in that bitch. Everybody named Mama down there. Hey, stupid, I gotta get over. These mother stupid. All right, I gotta get over. Thanks. Oh, all right. All right. You guys are riding along with me, huh? I gotta go from South Florida all back up to North Florida. Like yesterday, I was in Orlando with Central. That's about 4 hours north of here. I was up in Orlando yesterday with Central on the show. Gotta head back up to Orlando, all the way back up. I'm 4 hours south of there now, but yesterday I was on the show. I was in Orlando with Central. I'm 4 hours south of there now, way down in Miami. Even out of Miami here. Martin Luther King Boulevard. I'll be all dirty and shit. Ever see Martin Luther King Boulevard? That's where all the crime is at. Most places you go in America where you got Martin Luther King's name on it, it's crime infested. So if I was to get out right there, I'd probably get knocked in the head or something. Give me your wallet, nigga. Hey, I don't know where I'm at. Give me your goddamn wallet. This is called the Florida Turnpike, guys. I'm on the Florida Turnpike. Florida Turnpike. Jibba Jabba sing. No, Jibba. I'm on the Florida Turnpike, guys. Florida. Very sunny. It's the rainy season in Uganda, isn't it? Is it the rainy season right now in Uganda? I don't think so.
Oh, it's
Rainy
raining.
season. Yeah, but I thought the rainy season was in April. I thought the rainy season was in April.
We have 2 rainy seasons.
Oh, okay. And see that big old pile right there? See that big mountain up there? That's the trash pile where everybody go drop their shit, they trash. That's the trash heap up there. You bury all that shit. This traffic is crazy out here. Shit. Where the fuck are these people going? Ain't nobody at work. Should be hardly nobody out. It's time to go to work, goddammit. I'm gonna be at work right now. Right, people just be out having fun, driving around, going to the beach, not doing shit. Like in South Africa. He stole all the world, he's gonna chill. Oh man. You guys eat? My ass hungry. Shit. Well, guys, I'm distracting you guys. Turn my camera up. You guys are quiet. Lose Maria. Maria still there?
No,
Guys are
no,
quiet.
I'm here.
Looking at, you guys just looking at the road. I'm going down to Lake Victoria, goddammit, in Uganda, and and knock and knock some Indians in the head. Get your ass out of here.
Oh, it's rainy season now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I stay in the
It's,
summer here, but this part of Florida it always stays warm. Even though it's going into fall pretty soon. A couple weeks will be fall. But down here, this part of the United States is always warm. This part
mm,
like Florida, South Florida, it's always warm down here. It's always summer and spring weather down here.
mhm.
It's like Tanzania. It's always warm.
Oh yeah,
Or
true.
Uganda. Uganda should be always warm.
At times it's cold. Uh,
Okay.
but what we
Okay.
call cold, you guys call it warm, I guess.
It's all warm. I know. I know. Yeah. When especially in like Kenya, when they say, "Oh, it's so cold," it'd be 60 something degrees. We call that warm. They say, "Oh, it's 60. Oh, it's so
Yeah.
cold." And I check the weather. It's 61 degrees, and that's not hot, but it's damn sure not cold. But for Africa, that's considered cold. I get it.
Mm.
Like where Jibba Jabba live at, it get cold as shit where he live at. Cold than a mother. I remember once when I was in Pittsburgh, it was cold as shit. It was like I think it was like below 10. It was cold than a motherfucker. I had broke down out that bitch too. And one of them fucked up bridges, if you know where Jibba Jabba is in Pittsburgh. There's a bunch of bridges that go into his city. He has a bunch of big bridges that go across this river that goes into his city. So his city has a bunch of bridges that you got to go across to get into his city. I broke down on one of them fucked up bridges, and people yelling at me and shit. Get the fuck out of the way! I'm broke down. I don't give a shit. Get your ass out the way. Oh damn! Oh damn! I'm broke down. I don't give a shit. I gotta get to work. Get your ass out. I still remember that. That shit was almost 20 years ago. I remember that shit like it yesterday. That's about 15, 16 years ago. I
Mhm.
was on the phone with my friend. He said, "Who's that yelling at you? Who's yelling at you?" I said, "That's the people driving in Pittsburgh. They yelling at me. Let me get the fuck out the way. They don't know you broke down." I said, "Yeah, I told them I'm broke down." They said, "So what?" I said, "I'm broke down." They said, "So what? The fuck out the way." I don't dislike the people where Jibba Jabba lives at, guys, but Pittsburgh is one of my most hateful cities to drive in. I hate Pittsburgh. Hate that motherfucker. It's all hilly and shit. They talking about San Francisco shit. Pittsburgh worse than San Francisco to me. It's all hilly and shit. Oh man, I don't like
That's
that
why
shit.
that's why
Huh?
it's always having. I guess that's why it's always cold because of the hills and all that.
Yeah, you see, it's got him. I mean, they got a nice summertime, but I don't like Pittsburgh. Man, I'd rather drive in this, and I can't stand that fucking city. So when I had to go up there last year, I went there last year. They asked me to go up there. Dang, that was a year ago. That was last June. I went to Pittsburgh, and I had to go to Buffalo, then Buffalo to Albany. Man, even when I went, because my friend was laughing, he said, "Man, that's the one city you hate." I said, "I know." And at that time, I haven't been in Pittsburgh like in 13 years or so. I said, "I hate this motherfucker, man. I hate driving in this bitch." So when I got to the place, I stayed there the night. I said, I'm not even trying to drive the fuck out this fucking place. I'll leave this motherfucker 3 o'clock in the morning. And it was so damn dark, everything's a mountain. I almost drove off a goddamn mountain and shit over that bitch. Like, God damn. I almost drove off a mountain, Maria. I almost drove right off that bitch. God damn. I couldn't see shit. I said, I can't see because with Jibba Jabba is, they got turnpike. I was getting on that turnpike. Turnpike is like right outside of downtown Pittsburgh. I was going on that turnpike because I didn't want to go through city. I said, I'm going to go to this turnpike and pay these tolls. I'm getting the fuck out of here. It was so goddamn dark, I almost missed that bitch and went out the mountain. I was like, God damn. God damn. And Pittsburgh always got construction around that bitch. See, Orlando's 200 miles. I got 3 hours to go. And so I said, Orlando's 300 miles away. 200 miles away. Way down in Miami. Man, I ain't never been so happy to get the fuck out of Pittsburgh. I said, I'll never come back to this motherfucker. And I told myself, the last time I was there, Maria, 13, I said, I'll never come back to this bitch. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. And then the motherfuckers asked me that June, Keith, we need you to go to Pittsburgh.
Like
Pittsburgh. Do me a favor, do me a favor, Center. Put up images, say images of Pittsburgh. 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 That's where Jibba Jabba lives at. Black people live in Pittsburgh.
Images of what?
Images of Pittsburgh. Say Pitts.
Pittsburgh.
P-U-R. Yeah, Pittsburgh. P-U-R-G-H. The images. Say what you say. Images of Pittsburgh and share it. I can't stand that. That's a nice city. I can't stand that motherfucker there, boy. I'd rather drive in downtown New York and Brooklyn and all that shit than be fucked around in Pittsburgh. I'd rather drive in New York and all that shit. Say, man, don't you be worried about driving there? Nope. As long as there ain't no fucking Pittsburgh. That's where Jibba Jabba lives at. Man. I can't stand driving that motherfucker. You get the images, Seto? Flip on the screen for us. Images of Pittsburgh. I can't stand driving that motherfucker there, boy. That hilly ass shit. That's it. That's it, Jim. That's it, Seto. That's that motherfucker right there. I can't stand that bitch. That's that hilly.
Pittsburgh.
What do you say, Maria?
Jibba Jabba enjoys his area.
Probably so. He born and raised there, shit. Not me. That bitch is too cold. Got too many hills, and it's always got construction going on. You don't know what the fuck is going on in Pittsburgh. If I go in that bitch, I get lost. Every time you go in that motherfucker, you get lost in shit.
Yeah.
The damn the roads change. There's always some construction going on in that motherfucker. Every time. You fuck around, make a wrong turn, you be fucked up in that bitch. Nah, man. You can keep that shit. By the time it be cold, it be cold as hell at that motherfucker in the winter time. I know that. I said, man, no way. No way. That's it. That's that motherfucker right there. That's that motherfucker right there, sent over. That's it. That's Pittsburgh right there. I can't stand. Huh?
It looks beautiful.
I can't stand that motherfucker there. I can't stand that motherfucker there, boy. You know, if anybody's been to Cincinnati, Pittsburgh is almost designed like Cincinnati. Their highway goes straight through downtown. Like, Pittsburgh's highway goes straight through their downtown, just like it's built just like Cincinnati. If anybody's been to Cincinnati, they know Cincinnati and Pittsburgh are both built on a river. It's almost like the same shit. Almost. I mean, if anybody's been to Cincinnati, you'll see. Now, open up another tab, Seto, and type in images of Cincinnati. Cinnatti, Cincinnati. Now, we're going to compare that to Cincinnati. And I tell you, them motherfuckers are almost identical. It's not, Cincinnati's hilly too, but not as hilly as Pittsburgh. But the cities are similar as shit. If anybody's been to Pittsburgh, it reminds you of Cincinnati, Ohio. Like me, I've been in every major city in America at least 5 or 6 times, at least. Most cities than most, but I've been in every city in this country. Every major city I've been in, at least 5 or 6 times. At least. See if you can find that set of images of Cincinnati. Cinnatti. Cincinnati. Cinnatti. Images of Cincinnati. Cinnatti. I mean, Cinnatti. Cincinnati. And you said it's almost like Jibba Jabba City. Every time I'm in Cincinnati, it reminds me of Pittsburgh. Every time I'm in Pittsburgh, it reminds me of Cincinnati. And both of them got they sports things right downtown. Like Pittsburgh, Steelers, whatever they call their stadium, is right downtown, just like Cincinnati's Bengals shit is right downtown. The highway goes right down through downtown. That's what Cincinnati. 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 I think that's it. Something like that. I'll actually go Cincinnati. Let me ask Google. I can't remember how to spell that shit. Hold on. Do you type it in typewriters? How do you spell Cincinnati? Okay, so it's Cincinnati. That's 2 T's. Okay. Cincinnati. Got it? All right. Put up the images for us, Seto, please.
Yeah.
You see, and mind you, it's just like fucking Pittsburgh. That's the closest to. It reminds me of.
Is it the one kid?
Either one, yeah. Just put up one like by the river. Same way you did with the Pittsburgh one.
Is getting lost. But I guess this is what I was talking about.
Yeah, enlarge one of them for us, Seto.
Is it the one?
Yeah, enlarge it. Yeah, put it up on the screen for us.
Let me try to.
Yeah, enlarge one. Yeah, like that. Okay. Yeah, see that? See that? Yeah, that's just that. Now, don't that look a little bit like Jibba Jabba City? The one you just showed? Don't that look a little bit like Pittsburgh, Seto? Don't that look like
the cities?
It looks a little bit similar.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It reminds, because whenever I'm in Cincinnati, it reminds me of Pittsburgh. Yeah, they're similar. They look similar. They always remind me of, they almost, yeah, they're similar, even though even though they're a long way apart, long distance
Mm.
apart, they remind me of the same thing. Like when I was in Cincinnati, I said, this shit just like Pittsburgh. And when I'm in Pittsburgh, I don't say, this is when I'm in Cincinnati. When I'm in Pittsburgh, I'm saying, man, how long it take me before I get the fuck out of here? How long is it going to take me before I get the hell out this goddamn city? I can't stand it. Get my ass out of here. Yeah, that's Cincinnati. Cincinnati. That's it. So thanks. Yeah, I just want to show that those cities always remind me of like each other. Always. They both built on them damn rivers. They both got their sports stadiums right downtown, which is cool. Go downtown Cincinnati, Bingo Stadium and Red Stadium is right downtown. It looks cool as shit. The damn sports stadiums are right downtown. Just like Pittsburgh. Looks cool as shit. Cincinnati. Yep, see, that's the football team, the Bengals. And just like Pittsburgh, Jimmy Jabba's home team is the Steelers. Cincinnati got the Bengals. That's their football team. The team up in Pittsburgh is the Steelers. One of the most famous, iconic teams in America. The Steel Curtain. Do, 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 do. Hmm. Some cities remind me of others. Got cities, New York don't remind me of nothing but New York. Chicago don't remind me. Los Angeles don't remind me of nothing but Los Angeles. Do me a favor, so we look at this, since we're doing cities, go to images say images of downtown Chicago. Chicago's going to be CHICAGO. Chicago. Images of downtown Chicago. Chicago is like no other city in America. It's got its own. So when you look at Chicago, there's no other city in America that reminds me of Chicago. I'm in Chicago. I know this is Chicago. I don't think of no other city when I'm in Chicago. I said, okay, this motherfucker, I'm in Chicago here. See what you got.
Are they the one?
Yeah, pick one. Down,
Is that downtown?
make it bigger, huh? Is that what?
Like, is that downtown or?
Yeah, let me see. I can't see. I'm on my phone. You got to pick one. Enlarge it so I can see it. Enlarge it. Pick one of the pictures. I'll tell you if it's downtown. I can't see. You got too many pictures up there. Pick one.
Chicago, Illinois.
Make it bigger for me. I said though. Pick one so I can see it. Yeah, like that. There you go. Yeah, show me one. Show. Yeah, that's Chicago. Yeah, that's Chicago. That's downtown. I thought I was gonna show. See if you can show the part where it's got the lake that goes through the river that goes through. There's a lake that goes through Chicago. It's cool as hell. Yeah, but that's downtown Chicago. There's a lake that goes through it though. There's a lake. See if you see one with the lake that goes through it. There's like a river that goes through downtown Chicago. See if you see one with the river, like a river that runs through it. Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm talking about. Now, when I'm there, that's Chicago, Santa Maria. That's Chicago. I know nothing like that in America. Any other city looks like Chicago. I'm in Chicago. I say, yeah, this is Chicago. God damn it, I'm in Chicago. That's where Big Cheese is from.
Chicago.
Yeah, that's where Big Cheese is from, Chicago. So when I'm in Chicago, there's no other city to me. It looks like Chicago. So this is Chicago, okay? I'm in Chicago. You know?
Sounds like Chicago.
What'd you say, Maria?
It sounds funny when you keep saying Chicago.
Right, Chicago. In Chicago, Maria. It's called the Windy City, Chicago. You know, got a lot of foreign motherfuckers invading that city. Black people are mad as hell up there too right now. They got a lot of foreign people invade, a lot of immigrants invading Chicago. And the black people, of course, are getting treated like shit in Chicago. Not getting the resources of the city, getting treated like shit. The neighborhoods are getting full of these immigrants. You know, putting the poor part of town. Chicago's about to explode. The Democratic convention is there today, starting today there. And people protest, the Palestinians out there protesting, mad at black people for not joining the protest. I told you these Palestinians are going to turn on you black people. And I told you, their fight is not our fight. We don't support no genocide, but fuck them. I don't give a fuck what they do to you over no goddamn Gaza. See, you motherfuckers that you're going to have black people be slaves and get out. Black people, fuck what you do. Come support us. Nah, we're not supporting your ass. Support your own shit. You see how they talk crazy to you now? Told us to now keep our names out your mouth. Keep their names out your mouth. Motherfucker, we never wanted to have our names in your mouth, in our mouth to begin with. That's the show I was supposed to do this weekend, but I didn't have time. I'm going to do it this weekend. You Palestinians, that's your own goddamn fight. When have you ever fought for anybody black in America or in Africa? Never. And you motherfuckers ain't even the original people of no Palestine. The Africans are that you call slaves. You call them Abibs. I haven't seen them on TV. I'm sure they were getting murdered. The original Palestinians are black. I ain't seen them on none of those TVs of the people getting murdered and killed. They were still living there. You people are invaders. You're not the original Palestinians. You motherfuckers are Turks. Just like the goddamn Israelis. Y'all fake and phony. So, spare me, you black people, you better help us with our fight. Motherfucker, we ain't helping you with shit. You kiss our goddamn black ass. Or as Maria want to call our African ass. You kiss that. You kiss our African ass. We're not there to support your fucking movements. If we don't support, come on, we better get your black people what we better do. Motherfucker, like Americans, you must think you be Africans from the continent. You talk that stupid shit too. Motherfucker, you motherfucking immigrant motherfucker, you motherfuckers are immigrants here. Our families go back, black people here go back to the beginning of this country. That's your fucking mind. You motherfuckers go back 20 years ago, whatever, 15 years you got your bitch ass here. I don't care what kind of racial scheme it's got in this country. You motherfuckers realize we don't give a shit about you motherfuckers. Mm-hmm. You fix your fucking mouth about black people. Support you. Nah, motherfucker, support the people in the Congo. You ain't doing that. You ain't supporting the people in the Sudan. You ain't doing that. So fuck you. Like I told people, I said, we don't support no genocide because we're African people, but we don't support, we're not going to put our melanin behind none of these motherfuckers. They don't support us, and eventually they're going to show us their ass, which they've been doing. How dare you black people don't support us? How dare you niggas? How dare you don't support us white people in Palestine? I told you, fuck them. Fuck you motherfuckers. I mean it down to the very soul. Fuck you bastards. Give a fuck about no Palestine. I don't give a shit. I told you. I said, watch. When you start supporting them, you moronic niggas. You niggas always want to run around and support everything non-black. You ain't saying about the Congo, nothing about Sudan. Oh, the Palestinian, the Palestinian. You want to cry about their ass. So eventually they're gonna come to tell you, hey, you're supposed to do it. Then you say, nah, I'm falling back. I don't want to keep doing this. Then they come talk crazy. You niggas better get up here and support us, support Palestine. Like what? Talking to you like you're a goddamn slave, motherfucker. You goddamn whatever you Arabs eat, whatever that fucked up food you eat. You goopy Muslim motherfuckers. Our goddamn generation go back in this country 300 and 400 years ago. Fuck you gonna tell me what the fuck to do? You better shut your filthy ass mouth talking to me. So black people, you learn, like I told you, they were gonna turn on your ass and start talking they shit. So the best thing to do is say fuck them. They're in Chicago right now. If Seth go to YouTube, he'll see this right protest outside the DNC convention in Chicago. You see him out there in Chicago. Say protest outside. They say, and they're right, DNC convention in Chicago. Protest outside DNC convention in Chicago. Happening right now in Chicago. You can find it on YouTube somewhere, TikTok, anywhere, Twitter, whatever you decide to choose. You'll see it. My wife, black people ain't out there supporting you. Fuck you, motherfucker. I say right to your goddamn face. Fuck you and your goddamn Palestinian protest. I don't give a shit about none of it. Damn you motherfuckers to hell. That's what I tell you. Talk about why black people ain't support you enough. Motherfucker, when you support anybody black or African? Never. So kick rocks and put your foot up your own ass. That's what you do. Take your foot. If you want us to protest, you take your own foot and shove it up your own ass. That's what you do. Yeah, you should see some protests happen. Yeah, there you go.
Continue on for over 300. Shame. A genocide executed by the criminal Zionist government with the
now look at this black. See, always got a black bootlick. Why are you supporting them when they already did shit on black people?
While public education is under attack, while basic reproductive health care is under attack, while both the Republicans and Democrats clearly serve empire and monopoly capitalist interests.
That's right, both of them are empires.
From all across this country to make it clear that we say genocide is not welcome here.
There's a genocide in the Congo, bitch. There's a genocide in the Congo, bitch. Did you miss the Congo?
Indiscriminate murder of Palestinian children, families,
bitch, did you mention the Congo, bitch? Did you mention that?
Palestine will be liberated.
So shut your fucking mouth. Shut your goddamn mouth.
Justice for all people. It's a struggle that connects all of our shared.
Always got some moronic ass nigga talking about shut your ass up. That's why they put her ass on fuck. Cause you're a bootlicking coon. Where's the I've heard this shit about Sudan or the Congo, bitch. I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
Palestine.
You don't get your fucking goofy ass off of there. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Do that.
Please go to the YouTube to access the live stream. Our next speaker.
Put your melanin behind that shit. You ain't saying nothing about the Congo, bitch.
Grew up in Johannesburg.
See, you're always gonna have a handkerchief head bootlicking, butt-dancing, coon-ass nigga talking about helping other people shit besides your own people. And that's what they love. So you always want some niggas come up there, God, it's the hell.
From the river to the sea.
Another nigga told you, I was gonna bootlicking niggas.
Palestine will be free.
Told you, you can't make this up.
My name is Kobe Gary. I am one of the co-chairs of the coalition to march on the DNC.
DNC, you ain't missing the Congo,
It's
nigga.
amazing to see so many people.
What is amazing? You didn't mention the Congo, nigga.
All saying, not another nickel, not another dime.
What is amazing? You didn't mention the Congo, nigga.
More money for Israel's crimes. All
Absolutely.
this week,
You bootlicking nigga, you disgust me.
Kamala, baby killer Blinken, and hundreds of other war criminals are here in Chicago to celebrate themselves. So I want to ask y'all, after more than 300 days of genocide, what is there to celebrate?
How about 20 years of genocide in the Congo, you bitch ass nigga? How about that? Genocide people that look just like your punk ass. You ain't talking about that. You want to tell me about some Palestinian shit if you don't get the fuck out of here.
No. What they've done instead.
And I told people they were still gonna have some bootlegging niggas that they were gonna use. Oh, Keith, there ain't gonna be nobody black. No. They pay these niggas some money, they'll show up. Hey, you goofy niggas, they're gonna pay you some money. Yes. Yeah, I'll get paid. I say, Palestine must be free to the river, to the sea. Where's my money at? Where's my check? Get my money yet?
A lot of people have been doing that by the
Palestine is under attack. What do we do? Palestine is under attack. What do we do?
Now you see that? You ain't never seen none of these people support us with none of our shit. Never. Always these bootleg niggas. You've never seen none of these people support us. Whether we got problems in America with the police or in Africa. Never.
70 organizations united.
So what's the solidarity here?
Every day until we
That we always got bootlegs in the African community, whether they come from Africa or Africa, America, or the Caribbean. We always got bootleg ass niggas. Oh wait.
To end all USA to Israel. We're gonna fight for the people's agenda. And you're gonna
I ain't got shit to do with that. I don't give a fuck what you do. Do it or don't do it. I ain't got shit to do with that shit.
About the work that they do in their communities and how that connects to the Palestinian liberation struggle.
What about our struggle, nigga? What about our liberation struggle? They always get bootlicking niggas out front every time. This is copy and paste every time.
But the power is the thousands of people that are represented right
Palestine.
now. So I want to end with one chant. I want y'all to repeat after me. The people united will never be defeated.
Hey, Seto, send me this video to my WhatsApp when you get a chance. I gotta do this. I gotta make a show out this shit here.
All right, y'all, let's keep fighting. We're gonna win.
Give it up for Kobe, y'all. If we can have folks, if you're out in the back, move forward. Let's get as close to the stage as possible. Gaza, Gaza, head held high.
All the problems in Chicago right now. All the problems in Chicago with black people now. And they're talking about some Palestinian shit. Black people are sleeping in the streets in Chicago. Black people have no place to live in Chicago. Black people can't send their kids to school in Chicago. They talking about some Palestinian shit. If you don't get the fuck out of here with this shit.
Is a national leader of the United States Palestinian Community Network, USPCN. Yeah, let me hear it. And she is a former co-chair, she was a former member of the Art of American Action Network in Chicago for 6 years.
You know how many homeless black people you got in Chicago, motherfucker? Living in tents,
University
You talking about Palestine?
School of Social Work. Give it up for Miss Green.
Hey, Dems, you can't hide. We charge you with genocide. We charge you with genocide.
Yeah, that's her people. So fuck it. Yeah, whatever you do, that's your shit. I ain't got nothing to do with that shit.
Organizer with the U.S. Community Network. I am honored to be speaking this March
All right.
in a town that's a unit.
They're genocide. They'll never. These motherfuckers don't never be with black people on nothing in America or in Africa or anywhere ever. These the same motherfuckers that got open slave markets in Palestine, in Egypt, in Libya, in fucking Algeria, in Tunisia, African people. Fuck these people. You kiss my ass. And you motherfuckers ain't even Palestinians. You're invaders. You're not Palestinians. If you're not African, motherfucker, you're not no Palestinian.
From all our coalition movements, labor, rights, LGBTQIA,
LGBTQ shit.
education.
Well, I'm out of that shit. As soon as you said about goddamn sodomy, I'm out. LGBTQ shit, I'm done. As soon as you say that shit, I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. That ain't got shit to do with no African people.
Are trying to survive
I'm out. I don't want the popcorn that Seto talk. I don't want the popcorn Seto talk. I don't want no popcorn with the LGBTQ.
The Biden administration and Democrats have ignored our calls for an end to this genocide, claiming harassment when anyone confronts them about supporting the mass murder of Palestinians. For example, Speaker Pelosi made ridiculous
I'm about the mass murder of Congolese.
Chinese and Russian governments were paying Palestinians to protest her support for the genocide. For months, we have seen horrific photos and videos coming out of Gaza from elders in wheelchairs being displaced for the third time, and their lives, children being blown apart, to Palestinians being held captive and tortured.
That's been happening in Congo for 20 years, bitch.
Churches.
What do you think about the Congo, bitch? Get out of here.
The Democrats, along with the Republicans, have created an environment that is vilifying our students, sending militarized police to harm them for calling on divestment from Israel. They are using political and state repression to intimidate activists from calling a war to end the genocide. They have FBI visits and law enforcement harassing our communities to stoke fear. They have reignited racist tropes towards Palestinians and Arabs. Those racist tropes were the motivator for an adult to stab a 60-year-old with the FAU over 28 times until he was killed.
Oh, no! So what? Your kids mean absolutely nothing to me, bitch. That's all you know, good nigga. That's all.
Pulls the trigger, legally carrying out this genocide. But the U.S. is paying for it. Genocide Joe in 2020 tried to scare Trump would cut UNRWA.
Motherfucker, genocide in Africa for over 20 years, bitch.
The politicians in this convention are telling you that Palestine should not be your issue. When U.S. police departments get trained by Israeli occupation forces, and
you never cared about that.
Tactics back to kill black and brown community. Palestine is your issue. When our tax dollars are being used to kill nurses and
you just ain't black. Okay, let me get shot in the face, bitch.
Palestine is your issue. When the
now you want to say, now you want to,
and kills 15,000 children that will never return to school.
Now you want to say that shit now.
Education here. Palestine is your issue.
All that shit.
I want to add
That's all. Pause it.
That we're criticizing and holding the Democrats.
You want to say now, bitch.
Somehow we are giving.
Santo, you didn't pause it, Santo. Thanks. Bitch, You want to know what about police being trained in fucking Israel? We all been knew that. Killing brown people, you mean black people, bitch. So that's our issue. But they was killing us before they were committing genocide on your fucking people. You never said a goddamn thing. When George Floyd got his fucking neck smashed, where were you Palestinians? When goddamn, when Tamir Rice got his head blown off, where the fuck are you Palestinians? When goddamn Michael Young got his head blown off, Orlando Castillo got his head blown off, where the fuck were you Palestinians at? No fucking where. Now you saying because the genocide in the Gaza, oh, black people, they train them to kill us. That's now Palestine is your issue. Bitch. Why wasn't that your issue when they were killing our ass? And Gaza was all right. You didn't give a shit. Now as you get genocide, you still talking, you're trying to shame black people. You know, the police are getting trained in Israel. They've been getting trained in Israel, motherfucker. You just now knowing that? You didn't say nothing before. You've only said when it affects your fucking ass in Gaza. You have never said this shit not one goddamn time. So you know what, bitch? Kick rocks, bitch. As I told you, you filthy motherfucking Arabs, keep black people name out your motherfucking mouth. That's what you do. You've been told. We don't give a fuck about your genocide. Now, I told people in the beginning, we don't support genocide because we're African people. We don't believe in people getting murdered. I said, don't get cozy with these motherfuckers because they going to show you their ass. They going to think you're some kind of slave and fuck what you fighting for and put all your damn thing behind their miserable ass. These motherfuckers have never fought for you, not one time, not ever. They always do. The Mexicans do it. These motherfuckers do. Black people better start waking up. I'm glad a lot of you on TikTok are. You tell these motherfuckers, fuck them. That's right. Fuck them. Don't talk to the Jews that are killing your ass. We ain't got nothing to do with it. Motherfucker, did you mention the Congo? You mentioned Sudan? You mentioned any part of Africa that's getting killed, robbed? Any place in America? Now you guys out there with black Americans. Oh, the police are getting trained by Israel to come back and harm brown communities here. What? Bitch, that's been happening for 30 years, bitch, before you motherfuckers got here. And you ain't never mentioned nothing out of your filthy fucking mouth. Now all of a sudden you're feeling bad. Oh, you know what, African people? No, bitch, this your own fight. Hold your own water. Hold your own water. Black people are going to sit this out, bitch. You get your couple handkerchief head, boot licking house niggas to help you. But the majority of black people in America, we're going to sit this out. And you got the Palestinians, and if the niggas want to help you in England, hey, let them do them. But in America, we ain't helping you. We telling you, fuck y'all. So if you get the black people in England to help you motherfuckers over there, that's what you do. The black Americans told you, fuck you motherfuckers. You motherfuckers can kick rocks. You motherfuckers are more racist than the Jews are to black people. You fucking filthy ass Arabs are more racist than Jews are to black people, and black people know it. So we telling you, hold your own water, bitch. Hold your own water. You kick rocks, bitch. Fuck you and your Palestinian problems. They ain't got shit to do with me. I don't support no genocide, but I ain't got shit to do with your protest. You kick rocks, bitch. Go ahead, Seto.
Trump and Project 2025 are dangerous. We know the dangers of his administration and his son-in-law Jared Kushner's racist rhetoric and colonial ambitions to further colonize Palestine. We know Jared was honored by the anti-Black, anti-Arab, anti-Muslim, Anti-Defamation League, ADL. The ADL had
now you mention anti-Black. You Arab motherfuckers ain't never mentioned no anti-Black. See how these guys go? Remember the ADL, the anti-Arab, anti-black
Is here
bitch.
because of all of you.
There's no coalition between us and
We
you.
will end.
There's no coalition between us and you. Don't try anti-black. You motherfuckers ain't never gave a damn about people being anti-black. Cause guess what? You motherfuckers are
From the river
anti-black.
to the sea,
You motherfuckers are
Palestine will
anti-black.
be free.
And from the
I don't give a
sea
shit if it's
to
free or
the
not.
river,
Whatever.
Palestine will live forever.
Whatever, bitch.
Palestine will live forever.
See, you got a rough place, lady.
Our next
Black
speaker,
people know that you're anti-black.
Executive Director
Of the National
You motherfuckers are
Alliance
anti-black.
Political Repression.
I don't give a fuck whether you're gonna be free or not.
The U.S. against
Talking about anti-black, anti-Arab. You motherfuckers are anti-black.
revolutionary for over 60 years. He is one of the leading black liberation organizers in the U.S.
Right.
and has published 2 books. His memoir, The Damn
Who's this coon? Don't you always get coon niggas?
An organizer.
Who's this coon ass nigga?
His perspectives on black liberation.
Probably some Muslim motherfucker.
All power to the people.
If you don't get your
All
black
power to
coon,
the people.
they ain't saying nothing, because black people done turn their backs on you coon ass bootlicking niggas. All power to you kissing Arab ass. That's what you do, nigga. Your ass, your old ass up.
For a couple of days.
Need to have your old ass in a home somewhere, sucking on a banana or something with your old ass. Your old ass, you old coon.
Came to mind. In the whole entire history of the world, there's never been a moment like this. A moment so packed.
You notice none of these niggas that say anything about the Congo, nothing about Sudan, nothing about what happens in Black America, nothing. The whole group of COD. I don't even know this coon.
See their land.
He's some civil rights leader. We already told you what the civil rights leaders were. Coons, bootlicks, boule, handkerchief head, dick sucking nigga.
Among other things, to declare
I don't even know this nigga. Who the fuck is this?
solidarity.
He about some nobody bootlick up there. See, they always gotta put a black face. Why don't you put your own people up there?
Everybody misunderstands what I mean by that. Let me just quickly say, we want Palestine to win.
Change his bootlick. See, his light bill was due. This nigga's light bill was due. I ain't got no money for my light bill. We'll pay you money for your light bill, nigga. Just come out here and say you support Palestine. All right. You gonna buy me some groceries too? You gonna buy me some groceries too? Yeah, nigga, we're gonna give you some groceries, you bum ass nigga. Oh, Lordy, thank you. Thank you, sweet Arab man.
International war criminal. Just a joint session of Congress. So we know what side they're on. We know what side they're on. And
You know they ain't showed the crowd because ain't nobody black out there listening to these niggas. You see they ain't show the crowd. Why they ain't show the crowd yet? Whoever got the camera, why you ain't show the crowd? I bet ain't nobody black out there listening to this old ass, coon ass nigga.
So free Palestine. Free Palestine. Free Palestine.
Free dick in your ass. Free dick in your ass. Free dick in your ass, you coon ass nigga.
Palestine will be free.
If I remember, so these old ass niggas are the worst. These elderly niggas are the worst. In Africa, America, the Caribbean, whenever you find an old nigga, throw his ass in a bag and get rid of his old ass.
End the occupation now. End the occupation now.
Why is everybody black up this motherfucker but one goddamn Palestinian lady? Why is everybody African up that motherfucker.
now.
Because they want you to put your melanin,
We're gonna hear from another
they want you to put your goddamn righteous goddamn indignation behind their shit.
The founding members of the Anti-War Action Network, which has led multiple national days of action in solidarity with Palestine and across the globe. Free, free Palestine!
What about the Congo,
Free
bitch?
Palestine! Free, free Palestine!
I don't give a fuck.
The Anti-War Action Network is so proud to be marching here on the DNC today, shoulder to shoulder with all of you. We brought folks here today from Minneapolis, from Milwaukee, Detroit, Grand Rapids, Chicago, Dallas, Denver, Jacksonville, Portland, New Orleans, and Tucson, all to be part of this critically important national protest.
Black people, this ain't our issue.
And the Democratic Party, when they ousted
This
Genocide Joe,
ain't our issue. This ain't got shit to do with us.
we wouldn't be here today. And well, that his ousting,
I don't give a fuck if you're there or not. This ain't got shit to do with me.
Not enough.
This ain't got shit to do with my people.
Not just new leadership of a genocide.
This ain't got shit to do with my people. I don't give a shit why you're there or not.
Weapon sales to Israel, and we are not going to get it if we just line up behind Kamala. We will only get what we demand if we keep demanding it, if we refuse to be silent during a genocide.
What about the genocide in the Congo? I'm still asking for a friend. What about the genocide in the Congo? What about that?
When I stand for trans rights,
I'm asking for trans rights.
when I stand for climate justice.
See, I'm all out of that shit. Trans rights. What's that got to do with black? Listen, black. These black morons sitting up there talking about that stupid shit there. That ain't got nothing to do with black people nowhere on the planet. Trans rights. Trans rights.
Have to choose whose lives we value in an election.
Oh, you don't value African people's lives. You ain't mentioned shit about the Congo.
Not be treated like a fringe issue.
You didn't mention shit about Sudan.
Make sure it is not treated like a fringe issue. Many of us here today, we spent our whole summer protesting for Palestine at home, at the RNC, and now here at the DNC, because we know who, regardless of who wins this election, Trump or Harris, our work will not be done. We need an end to U.S. aid to Israel, and in order to do this, we need to continue to fight for divestment in our states, on our campuses, wherever we can.
Leto, cut this shit off.
We need to continue and build the momentum that they built.
God damn, how long you gonna make us watch that shit, man? God damn. How you gonna make us watch that corny? I said just a little bit, god damn, you making us watch that whole corny ass shit. I don't give a shit about none of them people. From the river to the sea. Go ahead, Sutter, what you say?
So
what were you saying?
I don't think all those people that of course that are congregating there, like they don't know actually other issues that are happening actually in Africa. Actually, I don't think that they don't know issues that are happening here in actually the atrocities that have been done by the same people here in Africa. They know, but
yeah, they know.
There is but racial segregation. Let me say that.
Exactly. Yeah, you've been all nice to racial segregation. It's called they don't give a shit. You're all nice. It's the racial segregation. Yeah, it's called they don't give a shit, Seto.
They don't care about Africans, what they go through. Yet it is
That's
Africa
right.
that supports those countries where they have created genocide that supports their countries. those countries, those big countries.
Yeah.
Now they are standing to be standing with the Palestinians. It's like they got like some Ugandans sometime back. There is a video captured in town with Maria when some Ugandans were like, "For us, we are standing with Israel. We are praying for Israel." So, so
That's because they caught up in the goofy religion set though. And the Israel and we're standing with Israel. They're God's people and all that other dumb shit they believe. All that shit that ain't true.
now these ones are standing with the Palestinians. Yes, there is a war between Palestine and Israel, but why is it that we have not seen actually people coming out to organize such protests for issues, for atrocities that have been made in Africa, for the backwardness?
Because those are niggas. So no one gives a shit. That's why.
And we shall never and ever see them unless when they have a condition, unless when they are looking for something in Africa, but you can never see them standing up for Africa.
No. Nobody cares about Africans. I say, fuck, those are Africans. Fuck them.
It's crazy. It's
Those are
crazy.
Africans. Africans are supposed to get blown up and killed. Not us. Those are Africans. They're supposed to get shot in the head. I mean, put in poverty and made poor and live fucked up lives. Yeah. We're not supposed to help them. They're supposed to live all fucked up setup.
Because the reality is we have African countries that have gone through a lot and still going through a lot. Sudan, when you look at Sudan, people are starving in Sudan, people are being killed in Sudan. The war in Sudan has been neglected by the international community. The war in Sudan, it's going on. Those people that are stealing gold from there, they are taking it for free without taxes, without what, they're taking it for free in Sudan. Like the war has been neglected. The issues that happened, in Libya in 2011, even up to now, Libya is still going through a lot, even up to now. Nobody is caring. Nobody is caring. Yes, Palestinians, the majority of the Palestinians, they are Muslims, right? They are Muslims. But why is it that we have not even seen actually Muslims in Arab countries coming out to stand for Muslims, for Arabs within Sudan, for Arabs within Libya? We have not seen them coming out to stand for them, for whatever that they are going through.
It's the Jews that kill them. The Jews run the world, said though. They own all the banks. That's why they nobody came out and said nothing. That's why. And to be honest, it's the same Jays, the Jews that are doing the same thing in Africa. They're behind Sudan. They're behind Congo. Same people. But that's my fight. I'm fighting what they're doing to those other people. I'm sad for them. But those other people are just as racist to black people as the people that are killing their ass. Oh shit. Why would I help you? You're just as racist as the motherfuckers that's killing your ass.
Because we have not seen actually organizations coming out to support or to give their support to the Democratic Republic of Congo. There is a writer who said that the government of Congo is weaker than the issues that are happening in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. the government of Congo is weaker than
Yeah,
the
we.
issues that are happening in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. The whole government is weaker.
Yep. Yeah. It's that those very weak.
And this is due to the fact that the sponsors, actually, those people that are supporting the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, they are rich. They have guns. They can support. They can support everything, anything for instabilities in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. That's why it becomes very hard to see stability in, of course, in the Democratic Republic of Congo.
No.
Because instabilities actually and genocide within Congo, it is not in the entire Congo, but majorly it is actually, we see it actually in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. Rina from YouTube here says that they realized the monkeypox on the people.
They sure did.
Yeah, true.
They sure did. They sure did. They sure did in the Congo. It's not even deadly, right? Because they don't want to mix between it caused by sodomy. I don't think Seto's getting popcorn for anybody to sodomize her. They don't want you to know that. You know.
I've looked at all the diseases that happen actually that break out in Congo. They come in the eastern. I won't say that the eastern part of Congo is cursed. It's not, but it is these people that are causing this confusion in the area. When we look at Ebola, it is within that area. When you look at cholera,
Yeah.
it is within that area.
That's where
When
the
you look
minerals are
at
at, Setos. Where the money's at, yes. It's all made up.
COVID-19, it started within the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo.
Yeah. Oh, where the money's at, Setos. They're not down there because the Congo's poor, they're down there because the Congo's rich. That's why I'm there. I'm down there because it's poor. I'm down there because it's rich. I think we lost Korea.
So everything starts with the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. Anything that happens, instabilities like I was like, how do these people actually survive in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo? Yet it is having all these diseases, it is having all these instabilities. But when you look at the majority of the whites and foreigners within Congo, they live in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, despite of whatever that is going on in this area, despite of the instabilities, despite of the diseases, the very many diseases. Yes, today they talk about the mpox virus that is within the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. But there are a lot of other diseases that have been seen in the same area. There is cholera, Ebola in the same area. We even see actually rebels in the same area.
Yep. Why the rebels will never get monkeypox? I said, though, why these rebels will never get these diseases and die?
We have not seen rebels die of those diseases. We have not seen whites die of those diseases because most of them die in that area.
Yeah. Why the rebels will never get a bunch of monkeypox? They're there. They're in the Congo. Why they'll never get monkeypox and COVID and all that other shit, Cheto? Why don't Why don't they ever get COVID down there in the Congo where the rebels at? Why they don't ever get that shit? You know, I'm just asking. Why the rebels don't ever get monkeypox and die? Why the rebels don't ever get none of the diseases set up?
And the writers, actually, propagandists for whatever that is going on in Congo, they say that, you know, diseases, there are so much in the mining areas of Congo. Diseases, the living conditions, very bad in the mining. Yeah. When you look at all the articles talking about the health conditions about those people that are within the mines, they will tell you that the living conditions are very harsh.
Yeah.
A lot of malaria is within the area. A lot of cholera is within the area.
Malaria, monkeypox,
Oh,
goddamn monkeypox, butt disease, HIV, fucking syphilis, gonorrhea, Ebola, fucking baldness, all kind of disease. Got, you know, baldness, all kind. But don't nothing ever affect the rebels. You know, you got all kind of shit going on. The rebels always stay healthy, Central. They got motherfuckers got foot infections, all kind of shit. But the rebels, they don't ever get none of it. They just keep fucking people up, stealing more land. Hey man, ain't you worried about monkeypox, rebel? Nah, I ain't worried about no fucking monkeypox. Ain't you worried about that shit? What about other shit? Nah, man, shit. I'm a rebel. We don't ever get no diseases.
They are resistant to diseases.
That's right. We're resistant. That's why we're resistant, because the white man needs us to keep stealing this shit out of here. That's why we're resistant.
And there are Indians. There are Indians in those mining areas. There are Indians and Chinese in Congo.
Yeah.
But they don't even talk about the diseases that are happening in Congo. They say we are okay. We are okay.
That's what dumb Africans get scared. God damn it, I'm here stealing diamonds, gold, cobalt, coltan, everything else. Now, I let your dumb ass worry about monkeypox. God damn it. I'm too busy stealing diamonds and gold and everything else. Shut up.
Now, the next thing we are yet to hear, like the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, according to the World Health Organization, has been closed.
That's right.
Now, to give these people freedom to loot and rob whatever they can for a period of time. Because now like there is a way I've seen World Health Organization actually putting unserious things first. Like you see everywhere, everyone is posting about the outbreak of a certain disease. They even mentioned it like this mpox virus. Now it is having two types. There is the Western African type. They don't talk about like there is the West African type and also the Congo type. They said now the Congo type is extremely very, very, very dangerous. And we need to address this issue very fast. Now they posted everywhere, even the
every
chief.
time. Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny? Before white people came to Africa, you never had no diseases in Africa. There no disease. Now white people there, you got all these diseases. So you connected out. Before white people came, no diseases in Africa. None. White people there now, you got cancer, Ebola, HIV, goddamn, all kind of shit. You got foot fungus, you got monkeypox, you got goddamn malaria, you got goddamn polio, all kind of, you got a cauldron of shit all of a sudden. When white people showed up, you had none of that. What a coincidence. Yeah, depression is a lot. That's on fun. It's too much, but if the African learns to fight back, Rhino, you're going to keep getting depression. That's what's so good about Ibram Rena. The African learns to fight back and stop loving his oppression. Those black people love their oppression. It's like Rhea said, most Africans don't even know they're even oppressed. What was that sentence? They don't even know they even colonized. That was Maria said. Most Africans don't know they're still colonized. Like, God damn. You don't know you still colonized? So, most Africans really don't even know they're still oppressed. They don't even know it. That's crazy to believe, but yeah. Most Africans don't even know they're still oppressed. Why do you think you poor? Well, I thought poverty was normal. That's what the Bible says. No. You're poor because you're stupid. You're ignorant. That's why you're poor. You're poor because you're oppressed and you're still colonized. You're colonized in the mind. Uh-oh. I lost Cynthia, y'all. See if he pops back up in here. I'm going to go and wrap this up if he doesn't pop back up. We've been here for some time now. There's 3 hours might be up. I popped up here a little late. You know, depression is too much. You're dealing with a predator. You're dealing with a predator class of people. The European is a predator, so you have to stop being the prey of other people. Sadly enough, I stop being the prey of other people. Oh, they're gonna start raining out this bitch. Like a midday Florida shower. It got dark as hell out here. Closer I get to Atlanta, the darker it gets. Man. You guys make sure you go to Google. It's up in here. Make sure you guys got the app. Make sure you go to Google Play Store. Type in Black Eye Fire Network and download our free app. That's Google Play Store. And download the free app at Black Eye Fire Network. I might have to put this on private again because they took down this channel last week. I think we might have said too much again. I think I had to put this show on private. But now all the shows that we do come on our network now, so you guys go download that free app at Black Eye Fire Network. The Google Play Store. Hey. What you guys saying? Oh yeah, I already know about that Mike TV. That's a mulatto. That's a mulatto. So he got some problem with being. He got some problem with his all his black daddy, his black mama. I don't know. That's that mulatto nigga. All right, that's that mulatto dude. Calls himself an Indian. Well, I would you'd have to be because your dad, you'd be a $5 Indian because his mom or daddy are white. So he'd be, if he's on the Indian road, so he had to do, why is he always worried about African people then? Black people. Because if somebody in his family is an Indian, full blood, and the other Africans or African American, you know, descendants of enslaved people, he got nothing to do with his ass. So, oh, you always be wary of these damn mulattoes. Yeah, I haven't watched him in. One of the guys that shared him with me a couple of months ago. To me, too silly. I said, "Why are you listening to this mulatto?" He says he's an Indian. Okay, cool. I got a problem with that. Then you're an Indian and you got another white parent, so that makes you a $5 Indian, right? You have no attachment to black people that were enslaved because you were Indian. Half your family's Indian, the other half is white. So why would you care about Africans or African Americans or black Americans? What's that got to do with you? You know? Got some kind of emotional issues you're working out. There's something wrong with your ass. Got some kind of emotional issues. You're trying to start some diaspora war. Or you're not even fully black. You know, it's fucking crazy to me. I'm not going to argue with you shit. You got some kind of identity crisis going on. Go do you. Yeah, I thought that was the guy you were talking about. I'm not going to lie. I haven't watched a lot of his content. I seen his content a few months ago. They asked me to watch it. I'm saying, what's he so angry about? He's so angry about Africans. What have they done to him? Why are you so angry about Africans and all this other shit? That's an individual trying to fit in because he has no identity. Is it Indian? Okay, then if your parent is white, you're $5 Indian. You're not a complete native. Damn sure not completely black. So now you're not even a complete native that you're talking about. You say you're an Indian. But obviously you're not a complete Indian because you got a white parent. So you're a $5 Indian somewhere. And that's okay. That's what you are. You know, do you? Nobody's mad about what you're claiming to be. Yeah, the book of Revelation doesn't only come from the Bible. It was written before the Bible. It comes from Asia Minor. It comes from over there, Turkey and they call Iran, Persia. Before they put the Bible even together. But most people sadly don't know real history, so. Yeah, but shout out to that guy, Mike TV. You know, got some kind of identity crisis going on. You know, because we have bad things over in America that white people did to us here too. Not just the African. Shit. I mean, heinous shit we had to do in America. And they used to ball black kids up on their feet to get the rheumatism out their damn bodies. Yeah, that's black American. White people would put the goddamn, they would go to sleep and put black children up against their feet as if the rheumatism was going to drain out their body and go into the black kids. You guys know how crazy that is? But that's what they used to do. I'm not going to fault us I'm not going to fault us for the wickedness of other people, of white people. Like that's some kind of got you. Oh, look at us! Look at black Americans had to be fought up against white people's feet. So, I'm not gonna say somebody's oppression was worse than my own. Oh, look at you! They made a table out of you. What's the benefit of that? If he did do that, you said he did it. I haven't seen it. I don't watch it. So if he did do it, what's the benefit of doing it? What psychological masturbation are you doing? What are you trying to fulfill by showing that footage? Is it uplifting or is it degrading? And why are you trying to degrade someone? How's it making you feel good to degrade other people? Always be leery about people like that. If you're going to degrade someone, make it for a reason, because maybe they degrade you, but just to degrade someone for selfish, horrible reasons is it's kind of despicable. It's despicable behavior. So, hey, shout out to him. That's probably why I don't watch his ass. Yeah, we have been under military control. That's true. I can't disagree with you there. That's absolutely true. But guys, I think the internet has gone off in Uganda. I think my staff internet's gone up in Uganda. Maria was out at the village, and Seth was back in the. You guys see, Seth was back in the Kampala studio. But it's the second channel, guys. Our regular shows, you guys know, on Black Out Fire Network. This is Black Out Fire Network 2. So, but they don't no more shows late on the night. They're gonna be doing music, so they're gonna be on the network. So you guys have to either go to TikTok or the network, Black Out Fire Network, on Google Play Store. Watch them tonight, because they're gonna do the music show tonight. Staff in Kenya will be on the network tonight doing the music show. I think they already wrapped up the other show on the other YouTube channel, like our network channel. With that, guys, I'm saying much love, guys. I'm gonna wrap this up, because I don't think Seto's coming back. Pretty sure Maria's not coming back. She's out in the village. They're farming over there, so yeah. Yeah, they have to degrade other African people to make themselves feel good. And when you do that, there's an emptiness inside you. You got to degrade other people for your own validation. There's an emptiness inside you somewhere, because you're trying to cover up for some kind of emptiness that you feel for yourself. And I'm not saying he does that, because I haven't watched. I got to be careful, because I haven't watched a lot of his content that Adolf was saying, but the content I did watch about 2 months ago, that's what it was showing. It was just, constantly beating up on other people. And so when you do that for no reason, there's something missing inside you, just some kind of emptiness going on. So hopefully he takes care of it. I wish the man no ill will. Yeah, soulless being, exactly. I wish him no ill will. I don't know enough about him. If I'm gonna wrap this up, like I said, you guys know this is the backup channel. The regular channels, Black Out Fire Network on YouTube, and then on Google Play Store we have our own app, Black Out Fire Network. That's on the website and the app. With that, family, I'm going to say much love to everybody. I don't think the Ugandan staff is coming back. The internet is probably went out. Much love to everybody. Everybody have a good day if you can. Join the Kenyan family later on the network, on the app, as they play your favorite jams from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern time. So much love, family. Everybody have a good day. Peace, y'all. I'm out.